Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a slightly different episode today, and I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to talk to you guys about why I own a fake Rolex. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I like watches. I wouldn't disrespect a serious watch collector in pretending that I'm like a serious watch connoisseur. But I like watches, okay? I bought one of these, watch containers. It has, 5 compartments, top and bottom, 10 compartments in total. And I wanted to fill that out. I actually ended up having a few more. And I've still got some over in the UK, but I don't have tons. I've probably got, I've got 10 here. I've probably got like 10 at home in England. I've probably got about 20 watches in my collection. And I appreciate watch collectors probably have hundreds. I just, I like watches. I wanted to have one for different occasions. I feel like when I was younger, let me show this one. When I was younger, I got like the super blingy gold Nixon that never gets worn now. But I have ones for all different occasions, right? I had like just a nice sort of minimalist kind of watch. I don't know how well you can see these. Sort of nice minimalist. I can wear that with some chinos and stuff. I often wear a lot of, black clothing, top and bottom. So I kind of like the whole all black look. I went for the ridiculously large Big Daddy. Don't blame me for it. This one right here is pretty sentimental actually. This is a Tissot. My dad actually bought me this. This was the first watch, really the first watch that I got. And my dad actually bought me this one, which was amazing. I recently got gifted this Kenneth Cole, which I love. I don't know how well you guys can see it. You can kind of see the internal workings of the watch, which is super, super cool. I do... The battery's dead on it. I do have an iWatch. I don't know, again, how well you can see this. My dog actually ate the watch straps. Luckily, he did it with this one, actually, because you can change the watch straps on the iWatches pretty easy. I need to get that done, though, clearly. My prized possession is my Rolex here. Now, this one is 100% legit. And for me, for someone that likes watches and has obviously the Rolex is a big name in the watch world. I appreciate there's certain watches of huge value and huge reputation, etc. But earning and working hard for a Rolex was quite a big deal for me. I don't get to splash my cash as much as I'd like, and there's not that many things that I really save up for that are quite substantial purchases. But getting a Rolex meant a lot to me, and I was able to do that last year. But that's what leads us on to the story of why I also own a fake Rolex, a TROLLex. I don't know what you call these things, but it's an interesting story. So, the fake Rolex. And I promise you, there is a reason why I'm doing this video. Now, as I said earlier, achieving or earning and getting a Rolex, it was a big deal for me, as someone that's into watches and really wanted to get a really, really nice watch. Getting a Rolex meant a lot to me. So this one came about in a really weird way. Now, when I first came over to America, I didn't have that many friends, right? I had a couple of friends when I first moved out here. But one time when I was flying back to the UK for Christmas, I met this guy on my plane home. And he was decked out in Louis Vuitton and all the rest of it. And basically, long story cut short, his name was Danny. I'm not even going to say his surname. I don't even know if it's real. This story really shows my naivete at the time, but everything happens for a reason. There's lessons in everything that happens to us, and that really is the crux of why I wanted to do this video. So, this Danny kid, he starts talking to me. I like to make friends. I didn't have many friends in America. He was an English guy flying back to see his family as well, and for the Christmas holidays, and basically introduced himself pretty much as, funnily enough, David Beckham's nephew or something. shows me a load of photos of his trip, tells me that he's at some tryouts for a football thing going on in America at the time. And obviously I was like, this is cool, cool guy, seems nice. We exchanged numbers. I was like, yo, you know, I'm in film and television industry and stuff like that, but deep down, I just don't have tons of friends over in LA. So if you're flying back out here after Christmas, then, you know, hit me up, let's kick it. And that was kind of all there was to it. But sure enough, January rolled round, he hit me up and he was like, yo, I'm back out in LA. Let me know if you want to grab some dinner and catch up and all that and get to know each other and maybe we can kick it and hang and all the rest of it. I was like, that sounds cool. Super, you know, chilling. A new homie, sounds good to me. Met up in Beverly Hills. Now, I don't know if this was like the start of a red flag that I should have seen. In hindsight, maybe it was. At the time, I didn't really think anything of it. We roll up to a restaurant in Beverly Hills and we have a good time. Like, good chat, good conversation, had a good laugh and got to paying the bill, but he'd forgotten his wallet. So, hey, it wasn't a huge expense. It wasn't a big lunch by any means. We weren't getting tons of drinks or anything like that. So I was like, don't worry about it, bro. I'll grab the bill. Buy me a drink next time we link up. Sounds good. Anyway, go our separate ways. A couple days goes by and he hits me up again. This time, he's talking to me about problems with his girlfriend, something about the girlfriend's dad didn't want him dating the girlfriend was training to be an actress or something. I really don't know. I can't remember the full intricacies of this particular one. But what it really came down to was he was staying at an expensive hotel in Beverly Hills and the story that he spun to me was his mum was going to transfer him money from the UK, but it was going to take some time. The hotel weren't going to let him leave unless he settled the bill that he'd been there for 3 days. I don't know, again, hands up, like full naivety on my side. I was like, don't worry, bro, it's chill, whatever, I'll cover the bill. If you wouldn't mind, because respectfully, I don't know you all that well, you know, give me some collateral or something. I was trying to be smart. This was my way of trying to be smart. And I think he ended up giving me like, he was like, oh yeah, of course, bro, of course. Take my Louis Vuitton bag. And I was like, all right, I feel a bit weird doing this, bro, but hey, if you're out here for a couple months, your mum's pulling back the money to you in the next day or two, cool, I'll take the Louis Vuitton bag. I'm actually going to Vegas on the weekend. I wouldn't mind traveling with it and so on. That's cool. So that kind of went down. Now, naive Sam I'm not chasing the money. I'm not hounding him for it. And hey, it's not a huge sum of money at this point, by the way. It was 3 nights at a nice hotel, but nothing crazy. So I didn't really think a lot of it. I went away to Vegas, whatever I was doing that weekend. I had a good time. I got back and he hit me up again. And obviously I'm starting to think, well, you know, get your mum to transfer over the money, send the money over. This is cool, no issues. Let's get that done and dusted and let's kick it again. Let's go grab some drinks sometime. Let's go watch the football on the weekend, something like that. Sounds good. Anyway, this time he links up with me at like a restaurant kind of near where I am, and there's like, I mean, this is why this story is so weird to me. I don't know if this guy's a good actor. I don't know if this is a scam artist. I don't know if he was really going through this shit and then just something happened on the back end. I have no idea. But he's crying now. And you know, I'm an emotional dude. I was like, holy shit, this guy's in a fix. He's talking to me again, issues with his family. His family aren't happy that he's out here and doing what he's doing, so they're not going to send over money. His girlfriend, there's issues there. I'm like, man, this guy's really going through it. He then asks me for some more money for another hotel. And I'm in a bit of a kind of fix here because this guy's slightly younger than me. I'm not going to sit here and act as if I was trying to be an older brother to this dude. I still barely knew him, really. But this also shows, I guess, my naivety again, and also my desire just to be a good person and hook what I perceive to homie up and whatever. But of course, there are alarm bells in the back of my mind at this time where I'm like, this is getting weirder and weirder. I'd even spoken to some of my other friends about it. They were obviously like, yo, just cut this off, yo, you can't keep up with this. I tried to be diplomatic about it. I was like, look, I'm not gonna go paying for a swanky hotel again, this is getting silly. Let's just get you a cheap, whatever it is, $50 a night, let's just find you somewhere to tie you over until this mess gets sorted out. Which I did, stupidly. At the risk of this just going unnecessarily on and on, I appreciate you might not really care too much about the story time, and I want to get to the point at the end of the video at the end of the day. I'm obviously helping this guy out time and time and time again, and it got to the point where he then asked for some more money. I even said, this is getting crazy, bro, like, let me speak to your mum. I'm now starting to feel like there's some issues here that maybe I can help out on a deeper level if there's some family issues, or you need to fly back to the UK, like you need to figure something out. So he gives me his mum's number, I end up texting. It was probably him on a burner phone or something, I have no idea. I never got round to speaking to them in person or anything like that, and it was a whole mess of a situation that stupidly I just kind of ran along with. And long story cut short, I ended up lending him quite, not tons, but a substantial amount of money for whatever reason, where I thought I was being smart-ish. I then got this Rolex as well, because that was the next piece of collateral that he was like, yo dude, don't worry about it, you know I'm good for it, you've got the Louis bag, you got the Rolex now. And I'm just like, feeling like a sleaze, to be honest with you, but at the same time thinking, well, I can't not take something, because then I'm not even perceived to be giving any due diligence here. Albeit the due diligence that I was given was just ridiculous. So anyway, that is how I wound up with this fake Rolex. I know it's fake. I then took it to a shop like months and months later, in fact, pretty much years later, and they were like, yeah, this is 100% fake. So I'm sure the bag's fake, but the whole point of this entire video, I mean, I obviously then chased this guy after, you know, I'm texting, I'm calling, I'm trying social media, I'm not going on my social media to put him on blast. Even this video, I'm not mentioning his full name. Whatever crap he was going through or is going through, I still hope he's worked his way through it. I've no idea if this was just him being a scammer. I don't actually think it was. I think this is some young-ish dude going through some weird shit, and I don't know, took advantage of someone that was trying to help out, for sure. No two ways about that. But then probably got into a situation where he couldn't even pay the money back in the end, and no matter how many times I called, text, he just disappeared. And the whole purpose that I really wanted to come back to on this video, after obviously then checking out, getting it sorted that the Rolex was fake and obviously all these sorts of things. Firstly, it rolls round in 360. I doubled down on my work. I kept working hard on everything that I was doing, and I went and bought myself a Rolex that I really wanted. Now, firstly, that wasn't in spite of that situation at all. This was something that I always wanted to do regardless of any of that. But it felt all the better, and that's why I keep the fake Rolex as a reminder to myself to not be so naive, to not be so stupid, basically. And I want to be able to pass that on, because it's important. There are a lot of really good people out in the world, and I'm not sitting here even saying that that person isn't a good person. Maybe they are, as I said before. Maybe they're just going through some shit. I have no idea. Got themselves in a situation that they couldn't even fix, couldn't pay back. I have no idea, and I'm not going to sit and judge that person based on that. I can only tell the situation that I experienced and the way that it panned out for me, at least. But what I would say is that, you know, in hindsight, I should have been smarter. I should have been more careful. I shouldn't have just blindly trusted someone. There are certain steps and things that I should have, would have, and could have, and had this situation happened again, I definitely would do differently. And so I want to share that with you guys, because I hope that there are viewers here that want to help other people out, that may see someone else in a fix and be able to be in a position to help them, which you should always, 110% of the time. But do it with caution, do it carefully, and don't find yourself getting taken advantage of for the sake of a fake Rolex, and probably a fake Louis Vuitton bag too. So that concludes today's video. I did tell you it was going to be a little bit different, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there was a lesson in there for even just one of you. I definitely felt good about reminiscing on it myself and seeing how I've kind of grown from that situation, and definitely not found myself in a similar situation since. So with that said, thank you so much again. Don't forget to subscribe. Please click the like button. That would be much, much appreciated for the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully I will check you on the next video.